Lydia Daydall, Fight Connect TV, and I'm here at Saviour's Crystal in Ballybeg in Waterford with amateur boxer Kieran Boylan. Well,
hello Lydia, how are you?
I'm very good. Just finished training. Thank you so much for taking the time to see me. I know when you finish training, you just want to like skip on and get out of here.
Go home, yeah, of course. Sure, look, glad to spend the time.
So listen, I was talking to Sean obviously, and we were saying about lockdown, being closed off, not having the opportunity to come to the gym and train. How was it for you?
It was good. I found some time to keep fit myself, but obviously it was hard to stay away from the gym, you know. I was mad to get back up here, but I stayed fit. Like, I kept myself ticking over throughout the lockdown.
What were you doing? What kind of doing stuff at home, or what was the plan?
Road works, a lot of road works and stuff, you know. My knees were getting the better of me, so I was start training on the green now, so I'm jogging around the fields instead, and a lot of boxing training as well, you know. So I'm doing my own bits at home as well, keeping ticking over.
So obviously this is the first time we've had you on Fight Connect TV, so it'll be the first time our viewers will be seeing you. What's your story? What age were you when you started boxing?
Started boxing, I think I was 7 when I came up here with his father first, with Barty Simpson. My father heard about the gym when it was above Centra down in Ballybeg originally. You know, we just loved the story of everything, and came up here as a child. I tried hurling, football, a lot of other sports, and when I came up here, boxing just clicked for me, you know, and I felt very welcome and settled in great, and been here now since I was 7. I'm only back now from 4.5-year break. I had a son and things like that, you know, so I had a lot of stuff going on in my personal life. But
congratulations.
Thanks very much, thank you. He's 2 now in November, so, but I'm here now, I'm back, you know.
So
Back to
obviously,
business.
absolutely. You're saying about like starting or doing other sports when you were growing up, and then obviously it was ultimately boxing that, you know, caught your heart, I suppose. What was that for you? Like, what was other sports lacking that boxing had?
Oh, I don't know. Like, I love football. My father was a good football player over in England, prospect and whatever, you know. So, to be honest, as a child, I felt a bit of pressure to be a footballer as my father was, you know. But he'll tell you, I think around 11 when I stopped playing football. I was just 20 of us lining up, kicking a ball once and coming back to the end of the line, lining up again. And I just turned around and said to my dad, I don't want to do this anymore, you know. I want to commit myself to boxing. And I love the atmosphere up here. It's a great buzz. Everyone's friendly, you know. Everyone's keeping everyone motivated here. So I just love the gym up here, you know. It's brilliant for us. Brilliant.
In terms then of like deciding to jump in and to box, because, you know, you do have people that just want to train and they just are in the gym just for the fitness element, and then obviously there's people that fight. What was it for you? Can you remember, like, was it seeing the lads in here, seeing people that went before you fight and then you wanted to do it?
To be honest, what gets me is the feeling in the changing room, you know, before coming out. And that feeling, there's nothing to me that comes close to that. And coming out here and putting on a show for people is brilliant. And my family seeing me get to do what I love to do, it's brilliant for me. No feelings ever come close to that for me. So that's what brings me back to boxing, you know, that feeling of coming out and putting a show on for everybody.
I definitely appreciate what you're saying, and that's something that a lot of boxers do always say, it's that feeling. But when you look at the hard work that goes in to get to that moment, some would say, you know, it's not worth it. They'd rather just sit on the couch and not do it. Yeah. So do you think that you have to have a certain sort of like maybe desire within yourself to be great or to be good at what you do?
Definitely need to have a good desire. If you want to make it anyway, you have to have a good desire. You can't do this 50-50. It's 100% or nothing, you know. You can't come up here and not put in all your time, or you're just wasting your own time and you're wasting the coach's time as well. So the lads know who wants to make it and who doesn't, you know, who puts in the work. And it gets shown in the ring as well. If you don't put in the work, who wants to go in there in front of people and get made a show of, you know? Nobody does. It'll be shown in the ring if you don't put in the work.
Absolutely. So obviously you were saying that you had your son, you've had 4 odd years out of the ring. Yeah. So are you a little bit apprehensive now being back, or does it feel just like second nature, you slip back into things?
I've got a lot of ring rust, you know. I've got a lot like there's been lads that have continued boxing that I'll be going up against and they haven't stopped. So for me, I just have to get rid of the ring rust. The ability is still there. I just need to get back into the swing of things. A couple of months and I'll be fine. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling very fit and strong. Just technique, small things, you know. But I just stay in the gym and keep working on it.
Does confidence come into it at all?
I'm a very confident person, to be honest with you. I feel confident, you know. So I have a lot of belief in myself. I think you need to believe in yourself in this sport.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a dangerous sport, you know. So to not believe yourself or to not go in there and be fully prepared is probably not the most wisest thing to do, right? But in terms of your own achievements then, what are you most proud of?
2016, the Celtic Box Cup, that was the furthest and the Munsters, I was beaten in the Munster senior final, and defeat was a lot for me, you know. It was hard to deal with it. Like, I got a bit big-headed, to be honest with you. I felt like I was unstoppable that year, and then I went up in box as a senior for the first time and had a hard fight and things. Didn't take the defeat very well, but yeah, now I'm trying to get back to the top level as an amateur, you know, and I have the belief in myself and I know I have the ability. So the next 2 years, keep your eyes out for me.
Well, let's talk quickly before I let you go about, you know, experiencing that defeat, because it's a really, I remember when I started doing Fight Connect TV, I used to not only interview winners after they fought, but I also used to grab people who had lost, because I was like, it's really important for them to have, one, a voice, and two, to show people that, you know, someone has to lose in there. You know, it's one person wins, one person loses. Yeah. So, and people deal with loss very differently. For you, like, obviously being so confident, and you're saying having maybe like the loss and it affecting you in that certain way, what did you need to do to get over that, or to make sure that you were kind of channeling in the right way, I suppose?
To be honest, it took a lot to get over it, you know. I felt crushed. It was horrible. Like, I don't cry or anything like that, you know, regular, but that's the only thing. Anytime I've ever lost, I've always had tears in my eyes. I've always cried. The lads have the towel ready for me, like, to throw it over my head when I leave the ring, you know. Yeah. So it's hard for me to deal with defeat, but it's just one of those things. You have to be willing to take a loss, you know, and there's a lot of dodgy decisions go on as well. So you have to just take it on the chin, don't you? You know, and I feel a lot more mature now. I'm 22 now, so like, I'm gonna deal with things differently, you know. I'm more emotionally there, so I'll be able to deal with it. I'll take it as a learning experience now, rather than take it as crushing me dreams and things, you know.
So in terms then of going forward, what are you eyeing? Like, what are the goals that you want to achieve now going forward, being back in?
I want to go for an intermediate title, you know, to go for the All-Irelands. Of course, all the amateurs want to go for it. So that's what I have my eyes on, just getting fit and everything, you know. So as the lads were saying, a couple of weeks' time there could be championships on, so just trying to get fit now and get back in there.
Great stuff. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. It was great. Do you have any final words before I let you go?
No, I'm okay. Thank you.
You know, I want to thank your coach like everyone else.
Well, thanks very much. Thanks, Shane. Thanks for the lads for putting in the time. Thanks, our saviours, Crystal.
Kieran Boylan for Fight Connect TV.
Thank you.
Debbie, thank you so much. Brilliant. Oh, wait, 1 second.